Hello guys, welcome to our video tutorial. My student Angel.
Hi.
And I will going to have lesson number 85 for today. What lesson are we going to have for today?
85.
Okay, but before that, you have to say first our keywords. So what are our keywords?
Reading is fun.
Okay, reading is fun. Since reading is fun, let's get started. So for task number 1, I have here capital letters. So what kind of letters are they? They are
Capitals.
okay now. They are capitals. Now I will be touching each capital letters. So capital starting from capital A, capital B, capital C, capital D, capital E, capital F, capital G, H, capital I, capital J, capital K, capital L, capital M, capital N, capital O, capital E, capital Q, capital R, capital S, capital T, capital U, capital V, capital W, capital X, capital Y, and capital Z. Now, see if you can find what capitals am I going to say. So, I want you to touch capital H. Where's capital H? Okay. Capital P, capital Q, capital R, capital B, capital S, capital G, capital D, capital A, capital R. Okay, now for our task number 2, so word reading. So you have to sound out the word and then tell me the word. For example, digging, digging. The word is digging. For the next word, we have
Must.
again.
Must.
Okay, next word we have
Dog.
again.
Dog.
Next word
Day.
again.
Day.
Next word
After.
again.
After.
Next word
Yard.
again.
Yard.
Okay, now for our next task, we have word reading again. So you have to say this word fast.
Hole.
Again.
Hole.
Next one.
Limb.
Again.
Limb.
Okay, for task number 4, you have to say these words fast again. Okay, start with this one.
5. Into. Every. Dog. Hold. Away. Stay. Where. Inside.
Okay, now for our next task, we have here a story, okay? The story is entitled The Dog That Dog. So what is the title of the story?
The dog that dog.
So, okay, I'm going to read each sentences first, then you'll read it after me. So, the dog that dog.
The dog that dog.
An old dog liked to dig.
An old dog liked to dig.
That dog went digging.
The dog went digging.
That dog went digging on a farm.
That dog went digging on a farm.
The dog made hole after hole after hole.
The dog
Made
The dog made hole after hole after hole.
a man on the farm said that dog must leave this farm.
A man on the farm said the dog must leave this farm.
So the dog went to a home to live with a boy and a girl.
So the dog went to a home to live with a boy and a girl.
But the dog did not stop digging.
But the dog did not stop digging.
The dog went into the yard and dug 5 holes.
The dog went to the yard and dug 5 holes.
Then the dog went into other yards and dug 10 more holes.
Then the dog went into other yards and dug 10 more holes.
Soon there were holes in every yard.
Soon there were holes in every yard.
The boy and the girl said,
The boy and the girl said,
That dog must stop. That dog must stop digging holes.
That dog must stop digging holes.
They made the dog stay inside for 5 days.
They made the stay inside.
Then the dog went into the yard and dug 5 more holes.
Then the dog went into the yard and dug 5 more holes.
The boy and the girl ran over the dog.
The boy and the girl ran over to the dog.
The dog was making a big hole.
The dog was making a big hole.
The boy said, Get hold of that dog and we will stop this digging.
Get hold of that dog and we will stop this digging.
Stop.
Stop.
Okay, now for our second reading, this time we will going to read the story again, but this time I'll ask questions. So, let's start. The dog that dug. An old dog liked to dig. That dog went digging on a farm. So the question is, where did he go digging?
The dog went digging on a farm.
Okay, now let's continue. The dog made hole after hole after hole. A man on the farm said that dog must leave this farm. Now what does that mean? Hole after hole after hole. The dog is what? Digging. Okay? Now let's continue. So the dog went to a home to live with a boy and a girl. Where did the dog go now? The dog went to a
home to live with the boy and a girl.
Okay, now let's continue. But the dog did not stop digging. The dog went into the yard and dug 5 holes. Then the dog went into the yards and dug 10 more holes. Soon, there were holes in every yard. Now, do you suppose that made people happy? So, if you were the people and the dog kept on making holes in your yards, would you be happy?
No.
No, of course not. Now, let's continue. The boy and the girl said, That dog must stop digging holes. They made the dog stay inside for 5 days. Then the dog went into the yard and dug 5 more holes. The boy and the girl ran over to the dog. The dog was making a big hole. The boy said, Get hold of that dog and we will stop this digging. Now what are they going to try to do? They are trying to get hold of the
dog and we will stop this digging.
Okay. Now for our next task, we have here picture comprehension. Now I want you to look at the picture. This picture. Now what is that dog digging? What is that dog doing? The dog is
Digging.
digging. Okay, now what are the boy and the girl trying to do? The boy and the girl trying to stop the dog from what?
Hole.
From making a hole or from digging. Okay, now, does it look like as if they are stopping that dog? Do you think they are stopping that dog from making a hole? No, because the dog kept on digging a hole. Now, have you ever seen a dog dig a hole that big? Have you ever seen a dog dig a hole that big? Yes. Well, me too. So that dog sure likes to dig. Now for our last task, so we have to write the sounds. The and the again, what is the first sound? The second sound? Okay, write it down. Okay. I think that's the end of our lesson for today. Did you learn something today?
Yes.
Okay, that's the end of our lesson. Bye-bye. See you on another lesson.